Hello and welcome to a tutorial to help you with your assignment to find an article using ProQuest. My name is Meryl Geffner. I'm a reference and instruction librarian here at Edmonds Community College. To start, go to your LibGuide here and click on the tab Articles. And in the box, search a database for articles. Go to the second one, which is ProQuest. Go ahead and open that up. If you are accessing this database from off campus, at this point, instead of going directly to ProQuest, you'll be asked to log in using your last name and student ID number. So you can access this database along with any of the other ones in your LibGuide from anywhere at any time. You do not need to be working on campus to do it, but you do need to log in. So this is the main search screen for ProQuest. The trick in searching a database like this one is to create well-focused searches, and that's because ProQuest is a periodical database, which means it is a collection of magazines, newspapers, and journals, and there are thousands of them. So you're going to be searching among thousands and thousands of articles, and your goal is to create a search which can produce a workable list of results. You don't want to get return of hundreds of articles. You're not going to look through that many. And I usually suggest that you try to create a search that gives you a list of 50 articles, give or take a few in either direction. Now that might sound easy, but depending on your artist, you might need to experiment and try a few different types of searches. So let's see how this database works. I'm going to be searching for articles using the artist Fernando Botero as an example. Let's type his name in the first box, and just so you get an idea of how this works, if you just type in his name and don't do anything else, let's click on search. And what you'll see is we got over 5,000 articles. If you could see, here's our results right over here. So that's way too many. There's absolutely no way we're going to look through near that many. So let's go back to our search. I clicked on Refine Search, and there's several ways to focus the search. We can add another keyword in here, and I'm going to add the word sculpture. You can add any word in here depending upon what kind of information you're looking for. So you could type in an art form, as I did. You can also type in maybe the name of an art movement, or perhaps the artist's country of origin, or maybe an issue or a theme that's associated or identified with your artist. Anything that makes sense to you and to the type of information that you're looking for. Let's try another search. Let's see what this has done. So that eliminated a lot, but we still have over 400, which is still way too many to look through, even though it did cut out a lot. So I'm going to scroll down here, and there are still other ways we can focus. One thing I would suggest is click on full text. What this does is it ensures that you will get articles that have the entire text of the article available electronically in the database. Not every single article or every single article you find is going to have the full article. It might just have the citation and an abstract, and you can't do research from a citation and an abstract. The other thing I'm going to do is up here in this line, I'm going to change this to person. This is just another way of, this is up to you whether you want to try this, but it is another way of focusing your search because the database organizes all their articles under different types of headings, and person is one of them. So it will look for Botero as a person. So let's see what this has done to our search. I'm hoping that this has limited our list quite a bit, but let's see. So 98, still more than the 50 that I like, but that's much more workable list. And again, I could add another word if I think that would help, another keyword into my search, but and there's other ways to limit it also. But let's go ahead and open up one of these just so you get an idea of what it looks like. How about this one? So this is from the New York Times, and this is what we call the record. It's got all of your bibliographic information is here at the top, the title of the publication, here's the title of the article itself, the author of the article and the date, and here's a very short little abstract describing what the article is about. And this looks like it's a review of one of his sculpture exhibits. And here's the article right here. Okay? So for your assignment, you are going to be searching, you'll search this database, and when you get a workable list of results, just like I did, you then will pick an article and you will note the bibliographic information on your assignment sheet. Once you've done that, for the second part of the assignment, you're going to be answering several questions which will help you evaluate the article that you selected. Evaluation is a very important part of doing any kind of research, whether it's for academic purposes or for personal reasons. With so much information available to you, as you can see, even in this database, there are thousands and thousands of articles on Fernando Botero. You want to make sure that you look at articles, pull up information that's reliable and accurate and useful to your research purposes. So even when you're working in a database like this, which has reputable magazines and newspapers in it, you still want to look critically at what you find. And so on your sheet, you'll have several questions to answer, and you'll be looking at things like what, the author's expertise and background in the area that they're writing on. What's the publication that they're in? Have you heard of it before? What do you know about it? Is it a scholarly journal? Is it a popular magazine? Does that matter to the information that you find? Does the information look accurate? Is it relevant? What's the date? Does it matter if it's a current article or an older article? There's a lot of things that you want to look at to help you really look critically at the article to see if it's something that will be of use to your research. And to find much of this information, you will have to leave the article and do some poking around on your own. Now, once you've completed this section and answered the different questions, you have another question in part 3, which asks whether you would use this article or not in your research. And make sure that you're specific here when you answer that question. That is, don't just say yes or no, but support your conclusion with concrete examples, and those examples will come from the information you've gathered and the information you have from the questions above. Then the final part of this activity will be provided in another section by your instructor. So good luck with your research, and if you have any questions, you can always contact me. Here's my profile and my contact information. Thanks. Goodbye.